Yeah, hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have, welcome back. I just want to talk about the Aussie dollar today because it has hit a resistance level on quite a few cross currencies. So I want to quickly go through those and show you what I have found. The Australian to British pound here on the weekly graph. These are all weekly graphs. We've got resistance that's bouncing off a previous low. The same thing with the Aussie to yen, and Aussie to US dollar has done the same. And the Aussie to Swiss just looks like this downtrend is exhausted to some degree. So let's dive in there quickly and see what we can find. The first graph we've got here is the Australian to Swiss. This is a weekly graph. As you can see, we're in a strong uptrend overall. If we zoom into the 4-hour graph, what I'm looking for is the market has moved up above the moving averages here, but looking for it to consolidate above the moving averages and then move higher. Moving higher, that will be the buy signal for me. If I go out to the daily graph, then maybe we can see this wave structure here playing out. Just keeping in mind that the last time the market consolidated, it went sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4.5 months. We are roughly at 1, 2, 3, approaching the fourth 4.5 months. That'll be something I'll be keeping an eye on in a month's time. Here's the Australian to British pound. And as you can see, we've got a bounce here with a low going back quite a few months ago, October low. We had a high. Previous sideways consolidation started in July. So it'll be interesting to see 1 year from July. But we've got a bounce here, so let's zoom into the 4-hour graph and see what's happening there. Not too much to see at the moment. We zoom in lower. I'm wondering if it's worth taking. We've got a flag formation here, so to me it could be worth having a taking a buy here. It's looking quite good. I really sort of feel that this low going back to the daily graph is going to hold. And yeah, so it's probably quite a safe trade, a high probability trade. Going out to the weekly graph, we've got a strong uptrend moving sideways, so let's expect this to be wave 1 of 3. If it could be that bullish, let's put a wave structure on there. Don't know if we can go that far out into the future, but we'll see what happens. Going out to the weekly graph, what I'm expecting is this wave structure here playing out, and keeping in mind we've got this downward sloping trend line. So when that is broken, that will also trigger a buy signal, a breakout of the trend line, a retest going to make a new high. The next graph we have is the Canadian to Swiss. This is in a very strong uptrend, and once again the sideways consolidation looks like it's coming to some completion here. We are breaking above the moving averages. The moving averages are all coming together, so what I'd like to see is a bounce off the moving averages and then going up to making a new high, which would be the perfect ideal buy signal that I look for all the time. So let's have a look at what's happened in the past. There's our first bounce off the moving average there. If you want to be super aggressive, you can go back to that bounce there. That happened just within 1 day. Here we have another daily bounce, and these are all buy signals to me. Bouncing off the moving average, then making a new high. Important that we make a new high, not just bounce. If we do make a new high and the market reverses and starts going down straight away, that will be time to exit underneath the zooming in and underneath the moving averages of the 4-hour graph. Zooming into the 4-hour graph, we've got a clear buy signal here that's just happened. The market's moved up, gone sideways, consolidated, tested the moving averages, is above all moving averages. By the way, my moving averages are from 9 to 50. The next graph is the Australian dollar to Japanese yen. This is the weekly graph. As you can see, it's in a very strong uptrend. We've just had a bounce off this previous low. Let's bring up a daily graph. Got a couple of swing lows here. We've had a very strong bounce here. Let's move into the half-hour graph. We've got a beautiful flag formation here coming off the low. So this is definitely a place to buy. Bouncing off the moving average, I put my buy in there. Putting my buy in there, and my exit will be underneath this swing low here. The last chart I got is Australian to US dollar. So this has got a false break of a previous swing low here and support and resistance area down here. So I actually took a buy order, placed a buy order in there that got filled, figuring that we're going to have a bounce here. If I go to the hourly graph, we've got a nice flag formation happening here. So it could be an excellent position to add to. Okay guys, well that's about it. Just one last graph before we go, and that's the US to Canadian. This is a weekly graph, so we've got a large bounce here a couple years apart. So this is looking good for the change of trends and the US to rally against the Canadian. That's my buy order down there, or my fill order down there. I did have 3. I took a profit on a couple. So what I'm looking for here, if we just go to maybe the 4-hour graph, is a flag formation of some sort. Anyway, I'll give you an update of that and everything else later in the week. So that's about it. I hope you found something interesting. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. It's a new channel. If there's something you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments section. And hope to see you back here later in the week for an update. Okay, have a great week and bye for now.